In an increasingly connected world, where the pressure to always be present and always available is relentless, the idea of being alone can seem strange, even frightening. But what if I told you that solitude, far from being a state to be feared, can be a source of strength, a catalyst for personal growth, and a wellspring of creativity and inner peace? Welcome to a journey of introspection and self-discovery, where we will explore the art of being alone, not through our own lenses, but through the perspectives of some of humanity's greatest thinkers. From Friedrich Nietzsche to Carl Jung, from Soren Kierkegaard to Jordan Peterson, each of these thinkers offers a unique lens through which we can view and understand solitude and its role in our lives. So I invite you to join me on this journey. Let's dive into the depths of solitude, explore its mysteries, and discover how it can help us better understand ourselves and the world around us. Let's begin. As we embark on this journey, it's important to remember that solitude is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It can mean different things to different people, and its impact can vary greatly depending on our personal experiences and perspectives. That's why, in this video, we will explore the concept of solitude through the eyes of 7 remarkable thinkers, each of whom brings a unique perspective to the table. First, we will delve into the mind of Friedrich Nietzsche, a philosopher who saw solitude as an essential condition for personal transformation and self-overcoming. Through his lens, we will explore how solitude can help us confront the deepest questions of existence and have the courage to become who we truly are. Next, we will turn to Soren Kierkegaard, who viewed solitude as crucial in the process of self-discovery and self-understanding. Through his perspective, we will learn how solitude can help us confront existential anxieties and the despair that often accompanies the journey to becoming our true selves. Then, we will step into the world of Henry David Thoreau, who lived out his ideas of solitude and simplicity at Walden Pond. Through his experiences, we will see how solitude can serve as a means to engage deeply with our own thoughts and with the natural world. From there, we will journey with Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who found in solitude a catalyst for introspection and self-discovery. Despite horrific conditions, he used his solitude to reflect on his life, recall precious memories, and mentally rehearse future conversations and reunions. We will also explore the thoughts of Blaise Pascal, who believed that our inability to tolerate solitude and our constant need for diversion and distraction are symptoms of our dissatisfaction with ourselves. Next, we will delve into the mind of Carl Jung, who believed that solitude provides the necessary space for introspection and self-reflection, 2 essential elements in the process of individuation. It is in solitude that we can confront our shadow, the unconscious part of our personality that we often deny or ignore. Finally, we will explore the ideas of Jordan Peterson, who emphasizes the importance of solitude for self-esteem, sanity, and psychological resilience. Through introspection, self-reflection, and the ability to confront our own limitations, individuals can find meaning, promote personal growth, and navigate life's complexities with greater resilience. As we explore these perspectives, we hope to shed light on the multifaceted nature of solitude and its potential to enrich our lives in unexpected ways. So sit back, relax, and join us on this journey into the minds of these remarkable thinkers. Our journey begins with Friedrich Nietzsche, a philosopher known for his profound and often provocative insights into human nature and the human condition. Nietzsche saw solitude not as a state to be feared, but as an essential condition for personal transformation and self-overcoming. Nietzsche once wrote, "The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened. But no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself." For Nietzsche, solitude was the crucible in which we confront the deepest questions of existence and find the courage to become who we truly are. In his view, solitude is not a state of isolation, but a state of deep engagement with oneself. It is in solitude that we can confront our fears, our desires, our hopes, and our dreams. It is in solitude that we can examine our beliefs, question our assumptions, and challenge our preconceptions. And it is in solitude that we can discover our true selves, free from the expectations and judgments of others. But Nietzsche's perspective on solitude is not just about self-discovery. It's also about self-overcoming. Nietzsche believed that we are not fixed entities but works in progress. We are always becoming, always evolving, always striving to overcome our limitations and become better versions of ourselves. And solitude, for Nietzsche, is an essential part of this process. So why is Nietzsche on this list? Because his perspective on solitude challenges us to see it not as a state of loneliness, but as a state of opportunity. It challenges us to see solitude as a space for self-discovery and self-overcoming, a space where we can confront the deepest questions of existence and find the courage to become who we truly are. As we delve into the mind of Nietzsche, we invite you to reflect on his insights and consider how they might apply to your own experiences of solitude. How might solitude serve as a catalyst for your own personal transformation? How might it help you confront the deepest questions of existence and find the courage to become who you truly are? Our exploration now takes us to the tranquil shores of Walden Pond, where we meet Henry David Thoreau, a philosopher, naturalist, and transcendentalist known for his experiment in simple living. Thoreau's experiences at Walden Pond provide a unique lens through which to view and understand solitude. Thoreau once wrote, "I find it wholesome to be alone the greater part of the time. To be in company, even with the best, is soon wearisome and dissipating. I love to be alone. I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude." For Thoreau, solitude was not a state of loneliness, but a state of deep engagement with one's own thoughts and with the natural world. Thoreau saw solitude as a means to escape the distractions and demands of society and to engage more deeply with his own thoughts, observations, and experiences. He believed that in solitude, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. We can observe the natural world in all its beauty and complexity, reflect on our place within it, and gain insights that might otherwise elude us in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. But Thoreau's perspective on solitude is not just about self-reflection. It's also about self-reliance. Thoreau believed that in solitude we can learn to rely on ourselves, to trust our own judgment, and to live according to our own values and principles. In this sense, solitude is not just a state of being, but a way of being. So why is Thoreau on this list? Because his perspective on solitude challenges us to see it not as a state of isolation, but as a state of deep engagement with ourselves and the world around us. It challenges us to see solitude as a space for self-reflection and self-reliance, a space where we can engage more deeply with our own thoughts and observations and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As we explore Thoreau's perspective on solitude, we invite you to reflect on your own experiences of solitude. How might solitude serve as a catalyst for your own self-reflection and self-reliance? How might it help you engage more deeply with your own thoughts and observations and gain a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you? Our journey now takes us into the heart of one of the darkest periods in human history, the Holocaust, where we meet Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist, Holocaust survivor, and the founder of logotherapy. Frankl's experiences in the concentration camps provide a powerful and poignant perspective on solitude. Frankl wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Even in the horrific conditions of the concentration camps, Frankl found in solitude a catalyst for introspection and self-discovery. Despite the external circumstances, he used his solitude to reflect on his life, recall precious memories, and mentally rehearse future conversations and reunions. Frankl's perspective on solitude is not just about self-reflection, but also about finding meaning. He believed that even in the most difficult circumstances, we can find meaning in our lives, and this meaning can give us the strength to endure and overcome our challenges. For Frankl, solitude can be a space where we confront our suffering, find meaning in it, and use this meaning to guide our actions and decisions. So why is Frankl on this list? Because his perspective on solitude challenges us to see it not as a state of isolation, but as a state of opportunity. It challenges us to see solitude as a space for introspection, self-discovery, and finding meaning, even in the most difficult circumstances. It challenges us to see solitude as a space where we can confront our suffering, find meaning in it, and use this meaning to guide our actions and decisions. As we explore Frankl's perspective on solitude, we invite you to reflect on your own experiences of solitude. How might solitude serve as a catalyst for your own introspection and self-discovery? How might it help you confront your suffering, find meaning in it, and use this meaning to guide your actions and decisions? Next, we turn our attention to Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician, physicist, and philosopher. Pascal offers a unique perspective on solitude, one that challenges us to confront our discomfort with being alone and our constant need for diversion and distraction. Pascal famously wrote, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." For Pascal, our inability to tolerate solitude and our constant need for diversion and distraction are symptoms of our dissatisfaction with ourselves. He believed that we distract ourselves to avoid confronting the reality of our condition, our mortality, and our insignificance in the grand scheme of the universe. In Pascal's view, solitude forces us to confront these uncomfortable truths. It strips away the distractions and diversions and leaves us alone with our thoughts and feelings. It forces us to confront our fears, our anxieties, and our insecurities. And it is through this confrontation that we can come to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. So why is Pascal on this list? Because his perspective on solitude challenges us to confront our discomfort with being alone and our constant need for diversion and distraction. It challenges us to see solitude not as a state of isolation, but as a state of opportunity. It challenges us to see solitude as a space for self-reflection and self-understanding, a space where we can confront our fears, our anxieties, and our insecurities, and come to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. As we explore Pascal's perspective on solitude, we invite you to reflect on your own experiences of solitude. How might solitude serve as a catalyst for your own self-reflection and self-understanding? How might it help you confront your fears, your anxieties, and your insecurities, and come to a deeper understanding of yourself and your place in the world? As we continue our exploration, we encounter Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who founded analytical psychology. Jung offers a unique perspective on solitude, one that emphasizes its role in introspection, self-reflection, and individuation. Jung wrote, "The meeting with oneself is, at first, the meeting with one's own shadow." He believed that solitude provides the necessary space for introspection and self-reflection, two essential elements in the process of individuation. It is in solitude that we can confront our shadow, the unconscious part of our personality that we often deny or ignore. In Jung's view, confronting our shadow is not an easy task. It requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to face the parts of ourselves that we would rather not see. But it is through this confrontation that we can come to a deeper understanding of ourselves, integrate our shadow, and become more whole. Jung also believed that solitude can be a source of creativity and insight. In solitude, we can tap into the collective unconscious, a reservoir of the experiences and knowledge of all humanity. Through dreams, symbols, and archetypes, we can access this collective unconscious and gain insights that can guide our personal growth and development. So why is Jung on this list? Because his perspective on solitude challenges us to see it not as a state of isolation, but as a state of opportunity. It challenges us to see solitude as a space for introspection, self-reflection, and individuation. It challenges us to see solitude as a space where we can confront our shadow, tap into the collective unconscious, and become more whole. As we explore Jung's perspective on solitude, we invite you to reflect on your own experiences of solitude. How might solitude serve as a catalyst for your own introspection and self-reflection? How might it help you confront your shadow, tap into the collective unconscious, and become more whole? Our exploration concludes with Jordan Peterson, a Canadian psychologist and professor known for his thought-provoking insights on personal development and psychological well-being. Peterson emphasizes the importance of solitude for self-esteem, sanity, and psychological resilience. Peterson has often spoken about the importance of taking time for oneself, of retreating into solitude to reflect, to think, and to confront one's own limitations. He believes that through introspection, self-reflection, and the ability to confront our own limitations, individuals can find meaning, promote personal growth, and navigate life's complexities with greater resilience. In Peterson's view, solitude is not a state of isolation, but a state of engagement with oneself. It is in solitude that we can confront our fears, our doubts, and our insecurities. It is in solitude that we can reflect on our experiences, learn from our mistakes, and plan for our future. And it is in solitude that we can cultivate resilience, develop self-esteem, and foster a sense of personal well-being. So why is Peterson on this list? Because his perspective on solitude challenges us to see it not as a state of isolation, but as a state of opportunity. It challenges us to see solitude as a space for introspection, self-reflection, and personal growth. It challenges us to see solitude as a space where we can confront our fears, our doubts, and our insecurities, and cultivate resilience, develop self-esteem, and foster a sense of personal well-being. As we explore Peterson's perspective on solitude, we invite you to reflect on your own experiences of solitude. How might solitude serve as a catalyst for your own introspection and self-reflection? How might it help you confront your fears, your doubts, and your insecurities, and cultivate resilience, develop self-esteem, and foster a sense of personal well-being? As we conclude our journey through the minds of these remarkable thinkers, we are left with a deeper understanding of the multifaceted nature of solitude. Far from being a state to be feared or avoided, solitude emerges as a state of opportunity, a catalyst for personal growth and self-discovery. From Nietzsche's view of solitude as a condition for personal transformation and self-overcoming, to Kierkegaard's emphasis on solitude as a means to confront existential anxieties and become our true selves. From Thoreau's experiences of solitude in the natural world, to Frankl's use of solitude as a catalyst for introspection and finding meaning in the most difficult circumstances. From Pascal's challenge to confront our discomfort with being alone and our constant need for diversion, to Jung's view of solitude as a space for introspection, self-reflection, and individuation. And finally, to Peterson's emphasis on the importance of solitude for self-esteem, sanity, and psychological resilience. Each of these perspectives challenges us to see solitude not as a state of isolation, but as a state of deep engagement with ourselves. They challenge us to see solitude as a space for introspection, self-reflection, and personal growth. They challenge us to confront our fears, our doubts, and our insecurities, and to use these confrontations as catalysts for personal transformation and self-overcoming. As we reflect on these insights, we invite you to consider your own experiences of solitude. How might solitude serve as a catalyst for your own personal growth and self-discovery? How might it help you confront your fears, your doubts, and your insecurities and cultivate resilience, develop self-esteem, and foster a sense of personal well-being? In the end, the art of being alone is not about isolating ourselves from the world, but about deepening our connection with ourselves. It's about taking the time to reflect, to think, and to confront our own limitations. It's about finding the courage to become who we truly are. As we close this chapter of our journey, we hope that you've found these perspectives on solitude enlightening and inspiring. Remember, solitude is not about isolation, but about self-discovery, personal growth, and finding the courage to become who we truly are. If you've enjoyed this exploration and want to delve deeper into the minds of these remarkable thinkers, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and join us on future journeys. We'll be exploring more thought-provoking topics, sharing insights from some of humanity's greatest minds, and inviting you to reflect on your own experiences and perspectives. We also encourage you to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. How has solitude played a role in your life? How might these perspectives on solitude change the way you view your own experiences of being alone? Finally, if you found this video valuable, please consider liking it and sharing it with others who might benefit from these insights. Your support helps us continue to create content that inspires, enlightens, and empowers. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We look forward to continuing the exploration with you.